Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Right, okay. Yeah, I'm IG Ayashana. This is who I am, right? The session is personal and professional grooming, right? Your
Yes.
the module?
Yes.
Yes, right. Under that, we'll be talking of so many topics. Today, particularly talking about leadership, right? Because the motivational session, we did in the last
Yeah,
session,
last time.
right? So the leadership, I'll be talking today and few other topics as well. This is who I am and what I'm doing right now. Uh, so yes, tell me about yourself, your good name and your what you're.
Um, I'm Alva Mohammed. I
Yeah.
am born and brought up Indian, and I got married and settled here.
All
And
right. I thought
my
I like
profession.
through the accent, I thought that you're Indian.
You
Yes.
thought I was?
Yes, definitely because your accent seems very much Indian. I
Oh,
I,
okay.
I was on the brink of asking whether you have some Indian roots. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I am a professionally qualified dentist, but I had
Uh-huh.
some issues with practice over here since I have an Indian passport.
Right.
And after marriage, I had a son as well soon after, and I diverted into jewelry by fluke. I've always been passionate about jewelry, so this just
Right.
happened by chance, and my business has grown since some time now. So I'm
Right.
not
Yeah. Uh-huh.
professionally qualified as a jeweler, but I think my passion and my drive has what has made it possible where I am right now. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. So you're into gold jewelries.
I'm mostly into silver, but I do bespoke jewelry a lot with gold and diamonds and stuff like that.
Right.
That's
Okay. Super. So what made you to follow this course?
uh, what made it happen was my aunts wanted me to buy some gemstones for them from here.
Right.
And I did that for them. And they were like, okay, I love the selection that you've done. They wanted it for the whole set. So big
Right.
stones for the earring and then for the pendant and the bangle and the ring.
Right.
And I did that. And they really liked the cut that I went in for at that time. This is about 11 years ago when I'd selected these laser cut stones called millennial cuts. So
Uh-huh.
they had never seen something like that. And they said, why don't you get it done here? So I went to a couple of places where I'm used to, that CGS and ZAM, and their quotations were very high for the
Right.
labor. So I was like, okay. So searched for someone, and through people found someone who could come home and take the order and get it sorted. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did a few sketches, gave it to
Uh-huh.
him that something like this, got my aunt's approval also, and then got it done. Those were pieces done in gold, and it came out well. And my aunt was coming down, and she picked it up and went also. Then my Smith is like, you have a knack for this. Why don't you do some ready pieces in silver and keep it'll sell? So I
Right.
didn't have the funds as such, as in I didn't have any allowance or anything either. And I was giving tuitions to a academy just to keep myself mentally sane because I was a bit upset about not being able to practice here. And
Right.
so those things kept me busy, I would say. So I used some of the savings from that. I started with 25,000 rupees
Right.
and had a small box of tiny trinkets in silver, and I've grown my business since then. So I've been rolling the tuition money that I earned. I took tuitions for almost 8 years, and then I
Tuition on what
completely stopped.
subjects? What you did tuition on
Science,
what?
maths, physics, sorry, chemistry, bio, and physics.
Wow. Oh,
Till O levels, yeah. So
beautiful story. Uh-huh. So what made you this follow this course like this diploma? I would say.
I just wanted to know, since I'm from the medical background and
That's
I
what.
have always pursued science stream,
Right.
my my foundation in anything to do with finance or anything like that. I mean, it's all
Uh-huh.
by instinct, right? I mean, I
Yes.
obviously keep my basic accounts and things like that, but it's been always instinctive rather than knowing the exact knowledge. And I don't have anyone proper to guide me.
Right.
And last year, I attempted to join the MBA program here, but the thing is, I had too much in my hands happening and I
Huh?
couldn't cope up. So I had to withdraw within a month of it before it
Okay.
had started. And I thought this was the next best step, like take baby steps and then grow into it,
Superb.
So,
Right. So you're coming from a medical background to like management, right?
yes, of
Yeah.
sorts, I would say.
Yeah, like, but this is a good foundation stone, I would say, because
Yes, definitely.
since you are new to the management, and here I'll be talking about very basic skills that will be very great helpful to you in your business as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in your business as well. So first and foremost, we'll start with leaderships, right?
Okay.
Then we'll proceed, since I see only one student. So you and me will be having the discussion today, right? The
Sure.
last week also it was kind of the same. There are only two students, but it's okay. That's my passion. Teaching and lecturing is my passion. And so I'll start this. Before that, before starting, just let me give you. Normally, how do you start your day?
My day, I normally
Yes.
wake up now. Since I had a few back issues also, I've been doing a few
Right.
stretches in the morning.
Right.
And yeah, then I talk to my mom while I make my breakfast. And then, so
Yeah.
that's a morning routine. I have to talk to my mom, or rather, she
You
needs to
work
talk
out
to
in the
me.
morning?
No, I actually haven't been working out,
Yeah.
and I'm slowly starting on it. It's
Right.
been
Okay.
a
What about you?
process,
You meditate in the morning?
sort of, yes.
All right. Or then you write the things you have to do before the night or the
Uh,
morning?
I on my phone there's a keep note thing. So
Right.
whatever certain things that I need to do for the next day, I make a note of, or
Yeah.
I put it on my events. But that
Right.
depends. There are certain things I remember, so I don't really write down. But after going through your last week's the affirmation part, and
Ah,
making a note of visualizing, I think I need to start that.
superb. Nice to hear that. And so I'm gonna like it's so amazing. I'm gonna show you an Indian video, right? Because I didn't plan it. Like I know that there's someone who has Indian roots will come to my lecture, but I was I made it ready without knowing anything, right? So
Okay.
we'll have a look on this Indian video that I have shown this in so many lectures, right?
Right.
But this is how to start the day, right? This is how to,
Okay.
they will have a look on this, right? Right, okay.
I can't see your screen though.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
Just start. Right. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Right, okay. Yeah. We'll have a look on it.
Each one of you watching this video opened two very special gifts this morning. Guess what? Your eyes. I often say last night was the last night for some, and we are blessed with another chance to live a better life. And we can make the most out of our day and thus out of our life if we begin our day in a proper state of mind. Here are the 5 things to dwell upon as soon as you are up every single day. Number 1, begin your day with gratitude. Don't just charge your phones, watches, tablets, or laptops the first thing in the morning. Charge yourself up as well with positivity that will last you all day. And the most powerful of all positive emotions that will make you feel empowered is gratitude. Because it forces you to shift your attention to your blessings than to your problems, which are anyways going to be an integral part of all of our lives. Second, resolve to have a positive vision. Nobody, including ourselves, is perfect. Everybody has a good and a not so good side to them. And the tendency of the mind is to look at the not so good side. Every morning, resolve that you'll try and look at the positive side of people and neglect or deal with the dark side. Because the more we focus on the negative, our mind becomes occupied with others' faults, ruining our work, our day, our peace, our joy, and even our relationships. Third, trust the broader plan. Tell yourself that whatever is going to happen today, the apparent good or the apparent bad, is exactly what I need at this point of time in my life. Nothing more, nothing less. Have complete trust that every incident that's going to happen throughout the day, that which is beyond your control, is simply a small part of a much larger picture that will unfold eventually only for your good and your well-being. Keep reminding yourself of this as you're confronted with challenging situations through the day. Number 4, do the small things right. Although folding your sheets or comforters may seem small, they lead to a very big attitude. Like the US Navy Admiral William McRaven said, making your bed in the morning will reinforce the fact that little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you will never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you'll come back home to a bed which you made, and a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. And number 5, decide to help someone. Don't they say everyone you meet is fighting a battle
Thank you.
that you know nothing about? Kind, be helpful. Invest the energy of empathy, love, and kindness in people around you, and you'll receive the same back when you need it the most. Also, try to have a spiritual practice in your morning routine, a deeper connection which will illuminate your inside so you can brighten the outside. And after having done all of these, remember, जिंदगी की हर सुबह कुछ शर्तें लेकर आती है और हर शाम कुछ तजुर्बे देकर जाती है. Every morning will bring some challenges, and every evening will leave us with wisdom and experience with which we are ready to open our 2 gifts in a fresher way the next day, if we are allowed to.
Right. Okay. Hope you have learned something out of the video, and should be a very familiar one to you since it's in.
No, I've heard some of his sermons
Right.
of stuff.
Right. Okay. Good. Good. Good.
So he has very interesting topics to say.
Yes. Very true. Very true. And but since you have gone through my last lecture, any questions regarding that lecture?
Not as such. I
Uh-huh.
mean, I think you have mentioned about those hurdles. In that,
Yes.
you were mentioning about like perfecting the practice, right?
Sorry.
Or rather, keep practicing whatever you need to excel in. So
Yes. Definitely.
that, like, how do you explain muscle memory? Like, where, say, now when it's to form a habit, or say for a physical form, it's fine.
Yeah.
Let's say where business is concerned, how would that come into action per se? Because every
All
day
right.
is different. You're dealing
Yes.
with a different client. You know, how does that work?
Yes. Yeah. I'll explain it like this. When it's come to business, the muscle memory handles like this, right? Okay. Imagine that every day you are facing challenges, right? Every day you're facing new challenges, I would say, right? New challenges, not as like even today, right now I'm at office, right? I'm at office, and like right after that, I might face up with new challenges, right?
Mm-hmm.
totally hostile. I didn't know like where does it generate, right? What happened? But the thing is, inside our memory, inside our brain, right? Like we have faced that situation earlier,
Right.
right?
Okay.
Like in cricket, I'm always taking examples from cricket. Imagine that you have faced the same situations again and again and again and again, right? You
Okay.
in the middle, like your half of the team is down, right? And you have to
Mhm.
build up your what do you call the innings, right? So
Right.
you had done this for like 100 times. So
Okay.
like you don't feel worry, you don't feel afraid, you don't feel excited because your memory says, oh come on, you have faced this earlier, right?
Hmm.
Where the problem is, you have faced this, you have the mental strength. Uh, yeah, your good name is Arva, right?
Yes, Arva.
Arva. Yeah. Imagine that when like when you keep on facing difficult situations, right? First in the first hit, you get hit like nowhere, like you get hammered. Like in the first hit, corona first wave, you get hit like you can't do anything. Oh my, you are physically down, mentally down. Oh my god, I don't know what it is. But when you keep on hitting, you get hit, keep on like continuously you get hit from problems, issues. What happens? Right? That mental
You
strength.
know how to handle that particular situation by then.
Yes, very true. And you don't get excited as the first instance. You don't get excited. You don't get shocked. Imagine the first time we get a terrible shock incident or a terrible problem. But the second time what happened? Okay, come on, I have faced this, right? I have faced this. That's where the muscle memory come into play, right? I have
Okay.
right? I have faced this situation. Come on, you don't get panic, man, right? Don't get panic, right? Don't get shocked. You have faced this earlier. So the first time, the second time, the third time, the imagine the 21st time, you don't give like, come on, I don't mind, right? I don't
Right.
all. That is what is called muscle memory. That is why Sangakkar hits 300 balls every day because you have
Right.
faced this, and once you are tired, that muscle memory come into play. Once you feel lazy, that muscle memory comes into play because there is a recorded in the muscle. Okay, you have to play like this, and likewise the brain memory, the brain muscle comes into play and say, come on, you have faced this so many times, don't get excited, don't get panic, right? You can do this. That confidence will boost you. That confidence will boost you to the next level, and it will give you different answers. Like you can do like this, you can do like this, and in that situation, then particular situation, you handle that way. Why can't you apply this? That is the experience. That is why I'm always telling the hard work. That the repetition beats the talent. You can have inborn talent for the businesses.
Hmm.
Some of the
Right.
businessmen, like I advise, they can come and meet me. I don't have that inborn talent like my father, right? I say, come on, that's okay. But you have a physical structure, right? You can work, you can learn, you can repeat whatever you want to do, and you can
True.
like follow the business world. You can YouTube, you can Google. Nowadays, our rights like this, you can't say you don't know. I don't accept that answer,
Hmm.
right? Because the knowledge is at your fingertips, right?
That I agree.
Yeah, so you can't say that I don't, I don't know is not an answer anymore,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you keep on practicing, and on the other hand, you do the affirmations. You believe in it, you feel it, you have the faith in it. So sky is the limit, as I'm always telling, sky is the limit because psychologically, physically, mentally, you're going for that. So no one can stop you. No one, either outside or the inside, world for any reason, right? So
Hmm.
that is
Yes.
what you call the muscle memory. Like that's why the Sangakkar says, okay, I have been practicing like 300 balls. Whenever I see a ball of that nature, particular nature, right? It's not me who hit the shot. It's the muscle memory tends me to drive the ball. Likewise,
Right.
business. When you keep on facing issues and problems and when you like what do you call you like get cornered to the wall, right? You get cornered to the wall, and you like you don't care. At the end of the day,
Okay.
I have faced this like so many times. That is where the muscle memory, you have to develop that, right? You have to develop that. When you do it for 21st times, 21 times, it is not a new thing to you anymore, right? Yeah, you are a what do you call, like very experienced campaigner on that subject. You keep on doing, yeah, very like imagine the first time you,
There have been like things where I've struggled to, compete or things like that, but I've pushed on because I felt like, people
that's
keep
fine.
coming back.
That's
And yeah,
fine.
I've persevered, I would say.
I definitely. Imagine the second time you face it, you're like, oh, come on, I have faced this. Come on. Like, don't get it. Things like that, right?
True.
Yeah. Keep on have that memory, even in the businesses when you find financial issues, I would say infrastructure issues, then there are a lot of issues coming on when you are starting on a business. Unlike, I would say, entrepreneurs, especially entrepreneurs, unlike the working people, because I'm also working, right? Since I do
Right.
other stuff like lecturing
Mm.
and playing cricket and stuff. I'm the first job is I'm working, right?
True.
I'm not an entrepreneur. So entrepreneurs, they have to handle so many stuff. Right?
Right.
Yeah. So that is the case, right? That is the way to start the main muscle memory. Nowadays, most elite athletes and businessmen, they use the muscle memory,
Hmm.
right? Okay, any more questions?
No, none. The
Right,
others
okay.
were fine. It was just this point where I was a little like, it took
Uh-huh.
me a bit of, I didn't know how to apply.
Right, okay. I'll give you another example. Actually, I wanted to continue that, right? Like these affirmations, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. That's totally fine, right? Affirmations, and I will never thought of anything that I have not experienced. That is my principle, right? I'm not giving anything to my students which I have not experienced. I should be having the first-hand experience. Otherwise, I won't, right? This is something which I shall, right? Achieve my goals and have the motivation to do businesses, right? And have
Hmm.
new ventures, right? Since you are into physics and chemistry science field, right? Uh,
Right.
yeah, I'll explain it like this. When it's come to these affirmations, I have a card, right?
Hmm.
I have a
Hmm.
card. I have a card. What I do is the thing is I'm not in a position to open the video right now, right?
No, no worries.
Yeah, but I have a card that's in my purse, right? You won't,
Okay.
you won't believe, Arwa. I have written three affirmations. I have three affirmations in my card. It is my business card actually, right? Business card.
Hmm.
On the other side of my business card, I have written it three affirmations that I want to achieve, right?
Okay.
I want to achieve three affirmations. What I do is every day, the moment
Hmm.
take my first, like the moment I come to the office or the moment I get up, or just before I sleep at night, I take out that card, right? What I have written
Hmm.
own letters, right? I have not typed it,
Okay.
I have not printed it. I have written in my own handwriting, right? Uh,
Hmm.
I'm having a look, right? I'm having a look, and by looking at it, I'm just imagining uh, the way. I'm just imagining the way uh, to have it, right?
Okay.
And the theory is the science behind this is you can write only three, right? You can
Okay.
write three affirmations. You can't go beyond that. If it is just one affirmation, that will be perfect. That will be you'll be laser focused, like a principal. But
Hmm.
up to now, up to three affirmations you can write, right? You can. All you have to do is before you sleep,
Hmm.
just take out that card. Business goal you want to achieve, right? Whatever the
Right.
business goal or the whatever the target you want to achieve, you write it down, and you should write it as it has already happened, right? You should write it as it has already been happened, right? Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, right.
Said
Right.
that write them as
Yes.
they have happened, as if they've
Yes.
happened.
As if it has already been happened. So just imagine and keep on doing day and night. See the results. Even for a like second, don't get away from that feeling. The brain will give you hundreds and thousands of reasons uh, for that to not to happen, right? That it will give you, okay, can I do this? This is there, that is a, don't focus on that. Just focus on your victory. Just feel it, right? If you want to go for a new vehicle, if you want to have a new business, just feel it. The way you sit in that business, the way you customers, things like that, you feel it, right? I'm practicing it, and you won't believe I changed my second card also, because up to now until April I had 3 affirmations. I achieved all 3. Now I have 2 affirmations.
Nice.
Yeah, now I have 2 affirmations, and I'm following it right now. I'm very sure I'm gonna have it before the December, before the month of December. I'm very sure, because I have been practicing this for like ages, right? I became a manager of a company at the age of 29, right? So like yes, so with all these I came up in the ladder. So my desire, my passion is to share those little secrets to my students, right? Okay, with this, happy to see 4 students um, uh, in the lecture. Hello, I think Jude. Good morning.
Jews are part of our class.
Right, right. Hello, Jude. Welcome to my session.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Right. Jude, like, just would like to know about you a bit. And this is the first time you are listening to my lecture, right?
I think so. Because last week I missed it because
That's okay. Just would like to know about your background. If you don't.
Basically, I work for Union Assurance as sales manager, and secondly, I have my own what do you call it, counseling sort of a thing going for students who's doing O levels and grade 10 students. I help them with the study method.
Super.
Yeah. Basically, that's what I'm actually currently working with.
You are doing counseling as well, right?
Yes.
And on the other hand, you are doing insurance and insurance.
I'm working for Union Assurance.
All right. Okay. Good. Okay, there's another student. I would like to say hello. Seems like he just disappeared. That's okay, right? So Jude and Arwa is there. We were in the middle of the last lecture and a little bit of a Q&A session. And Arwa had some verified, right? So we'll proceed, right? Okay, Arwa and Jude, we are proceeding to leadership, right?
Okay, fine.
Right, okay. Right. Please remember, in my sessions, my lectures, this is always a learning curve, right? Even for myself. So I prefer talking, right? Don't just be like a passive listener. Just actively contribute to the discussion, right? So, in your words, both of you, what do you think? Like, if I ask you to define who is a good leader, right? How do you define? What are the what are the characteristics of a good leader?
Someone who can actually inspire their employees or people under them to perform better
Definitely.
and achieve a certain potential that they could achieve. And
Right.
obviously, they shouldn't have any, I mean, no one's perfect, but still, I think if they choose to tell people to do something, they shouldn't be doing the opposite of it. So you have to have a certain standard, a certain way of conducting yourself ethically in every way possible, and then
Right.
expect others to perform in the similar manner.
Okay. 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 Super. Super. Right. Any more insights, Jude?
For me, it's like lead is a good lead is a kind of a person who has to be like act as several characters. I mean, one time he needs to be a good coach, and then again he needs to be a family or a friend. And
Yes.
whenever the difficult time arises, he needs to make sure that everybody gets through the difficult times. So yeah, that is my defense.
Super. Super. Nice to hear both insights. And after these leadership models, I'll be talking. I think it will be helpful. I'll be talking because since both of you are into like right that to own your own ventures, I'll be giving my insights on how to interview a person. I know that you have gone through a lot of interviews. You must have gone through a lot of interviews. But, I guess that no one has taught you about interviewing skills, how to interview a person, right? Yes, since I'm into human resource management and I'm working on so many human assets, that will be helpful in your entrepreneurship. How to select a person for the particular job, right? That will be talking after these leadership models, right?
Don't
First
mind, boss.
leadership.
Give me a second.
Like, is there anyone? No, right? First leadership model we'll be talking is transformational, right? Transformational, right? When a leader follows the transformation model of managing employees, remember, just now you should be in the state that thinking that you are a business owner, you are an entrepreneur, right? So uh, at least like 10 to 15 employees are working under you. Just have that thought, like, because yeah, you two have embarked on new ventures. Just live on that dream, I would say, right? Live in that dreams, like that employees are working under you, people are coming in to you and say that, sir, I have to do this, and you are the owner of the business. Like, you are not working for someone else, you are your own boss. Just have feeling, feel it the way, wow, and feel that wow feeling, right? So when a leader follows a transformational model of managing employees, they can provide quite effective support to the company's operation by inspiring workers. Transformational, that which means particular leader should be able to transform, as I said, right? Transform one person to another, right? From one person to another. Although such managers can be considered quite demanding, they motivate individuals to perform their job duties beyond the expected levels and think beyond self-interest, since they show positive qualities and ethics, as it was noted by Opoku and Ahmad in Leadership and Sustainability in the Built Environment. Such a model of leadership is quite effective in achieving organization goals, right? This leadership model, right? These are like, and remember students, these models are to study, right? Right? These leadership models are to study for the academic purposes. But in a realistic world, right? Realistic world, you can have your own leadership model as a combination. You can take the qualities of these leadership models and make your own leadership style, right? Because every leadership model will not help in every scenario. So you have to cut and paste and adjust these traits according to the scenario, right? This is the transformational, right? So leader is always able to transform some character into another one, right? Okay, we are going for the next, charismatic, right? Charismatic, right? Charismatic model of leadership is no less effective than transformational one, since it also includes creating enthusiasm for the team, right? Likewise, I'm motivating others, right? Like you should be able to create the enthusiasm. If you do this, we'll be able to achieve this. If you do this, we'll be able to achieve that, right? However, in contrast, this one implies that a leader shapes the values of other people instead of making them work beyond requirements, right? So a charismatic leader can achieve a company's goal via personal characters and behaviors because they are communicative and responsive. A leader should be very much communicative and responsive, right? I'll give you so many incidents, right? You should be a leader, you should be a manager, or you should be a CEO where the trust can be placed in you, right? I'm telling you, to both of you, if your subordinates, if your workers, if your employees have trust on you, they will definitely walk the extra mile for you. Trust me, I'm telling you this, my first-hand experience. I'll share so many incidents. I'll share one story, one beautiful story. You won't believe. In Sri Lanka, as an Indian as well. I was able to, this is like 3 years before, I was able to run an organization without salary for 1.5 months. Can you guys believe it? I was able to run an organization consisted of 100 employees, right? 100 employees, where we met at that where we met financial difficult issue because we were not received a payment from Australia, right? That were due. So the management went to a financial discretion, I would say, like financial hard time. So as the manager HR, what I had to do is I went to the employees, grassroots level employees, worker level employees. I went and explained the situation. Come on, guys, this is the situation. This is the company. This is the situation we are in right now. I then honestly, very honestly, I then asked a favor. Can we work 1.5 months without salary, and then next day I'll be paying the arrears and the month salary? I cordially asked them. Trust me, guys, if they had the faith on me as the HR manager, and I had done so many things for them, I had helped them in so many ways. They were with me. They agreed with me to work 1.5 months without a single rupee. They had the faith on me. They had the trust on me. So that's why I'm always telling to be a good leader, the subordinates, the players, right, the employees should have the faith on your leader, right? If they have the leader or the faith or the trust, they will definitely walk the extra mile, and they will not be afraid to do anything because they know that they have your back. They have their back, right, on your leader, right? So always make it a point, right? Once you control, once you manage the business, always have the trust, always have the faith. Say them, come on, chap, you can do this, right? I'm with you, no matter what, right? For example, I would say my boss, right? I'm reporting to the CEO and GMEM general manager, right? At any given point, I have the faith and trust that they are having my back, right? They are always for me. They are for me, right? They are always there for me, right? So I don't think twice to walk the extra mile for the organization. I don't think twice. I have done it, and I'll be doing it in future as well. Because it at any difficult circumstance, I'm very sure they are there to save, right? Any circumstances, right? right? There can be personal issues, there can be professional issues. I can go and talk to them, saying that, come on, I have this issue. And I'm very sure that always, always the response, right? Always the response will be a good one. So first thing you should do as a leader is creating that trust and the faith in your employees, right? Then you have won the battle by 60%, I would say, right? We are going to the next thing, ethical leadership. Ethical leadership. Right. What do you think, guys? Do you think that leader should be ethical always? Any ideas? Any ideas?
I think yes, that's very important for anything to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Yes. I'll share another experience. As a good leader, never lie to your employees, please. Right? Never ever lie to your employees. If the company is in a problematic situation, if the company is going through a rough patch, explain that to employees. Say that, come on, guys, we are going through a rough patch. We are going through a hard time, right? So this is the time where we need your support. Just explain them. Go to the working area, right? Go to the working area, or like talk to, have a pocket discussion, ask few of the employees you are working with, ask and come with a meeting, say that, come on guys, we are in a rough patch, we are in a hard time, right? So it is the high time that you guys need to be with me, that you guys need to be with me, and we can hold our hands tight and we can walk through this storm. Say that. Don't hide details or any other scenarios to employees. That will be detrimental in future endeavors, right? Especially both of you are going to start on new businesses, right? The moment you start the business, always be ethical. Always explain the real situation. Don't don't create fake incidents or fake scenarios. Always go and explain it. It will always give you the best results. Trust me, right? So never ever lie to your employees, right? Ethical leadership is a useful model to manage a team. An ethical manager's personality consists of honesty, right? That is a very important word. You always have to be honest, right? You always have to be honest. Empathy and being principled. As I always said, I should be having the first-hand experience to share anything or teach anything, right? I'm having the first-hand experience. If not, I'm not sharing or teaching, right? Consequently, such a leader is following their own ethics, providing employees with both fair rewards and reasonable criticisms. Reasonable criticisms, right? Moreover, ethical leaders are good at decision making because their way of thinking is primarily moved by logic and justice. Very true, but not always emotions and feelings. Very true. There may be no doubts that a manager following an ethical leadership model will perform constantly for the team and the company's goals. Very, very true and very, very important, right? Right. Okay. Yes, there's this very important word here. As you both are going to be business owners, right? I would share like how do you criticize someone? Tell me individually. Tell me, Arwa, how do you, if you okay, you are the business owner, right? There is this A employee A, right? And you want to criticize him for something. How are you going to do that? Not going to do that. Criticize, and you want to him something else, criticize, and you have to advise him not to do again. How are you going to do that? These are very, very practical examples we are talking. In your business, there is a employee is not performing. You want to criticize him, right? And how are you going to do that? Please tell me. Are you going to criticize, or like how?
For me, I
Yeah,
don't like to use the word criticizing because, like, I
right.
mean, we have these kind of employees since we are into the life insurance, and we always have
Yes.
this kind of members with us. So what we do is always we motivate them,
Right.
and whatever the difficulty is there, we talk to them personally. We have one-to-one discussions,
Super.
and we don't basically we don't use criticizing, but we use the word motivation. So what we do is we always try to motivate them and talk to them and personally see if there's any issues, or else we will try to motivate them.
Super. Good answer. Any feedback from Marwa? Right. Okay. Yeah. Have you guys heard term called sandwich method? Sandwich method.
Not really.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna explain that. Right. We want to teach someone something. The very first thing should be as our guy. What's your name? Jude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jude. As you said, Jude should be personal. Should be seriously personal. Never ever criticize or aim employee in front of others. That will be detrimental. I have so many experiences. First thing you should do is talk to him in person, right? And I'm going to teach you the sandwich method. Sandwich method is, in sandwich we have 3 layers, right? 3 layers. So in between the 2 bread parts, we have the paste, right? Likewise, we are going to uh, that particular employee in the using the sandwich method, we are going to advise him, right? The way is, first what we do is tell him of something which he do well. That is the first, the bread part, right? The bread part, right? Imagine in a sandwich, the bread part. Okay, you're doing this marvelous well, Buddha, right? Doing really well, performing well, right? Then the next part, the paste, we say, but remember there is this issue. You're not doing this particularly well, right? I have been keeping company and I have been following this for some time. I have observed you're not doing this really well. That is the paste, right? But again, in the last also, like in the winding up, in the closing, you can say that, but still you are doing well. But if you make this, if you correct this mistake, right? If you correct this mistake, you will be doing really, really well, right? So that is the sandwich method. That sandwich method to motivate, to correct an employee. Never talk to the point, go and talk to the point, hey, you did this. How come you do things like this? Never ever, right? Never ever do it. Never ever do it as business owners or CEOs, right? And especially, I'm telling you guys, once you come up in the ladder as entrepreneurs, right? There can be instances where you have to take disciplinary actions. Right? Just tell me. I would like to know your personal perception of this. What do you think about issuing warning letters for employees? Since we are talking about ethics, right? Just tell me, what do you think about issuing warning letters? Do you recommend
Warning
it?
letters, no, I don't recommend it, but warning letters does happen after once they pass the limit, and once it
Mm-hmm.
becomes kind of it when it goes out of hand, and
Mm-hmm.
when it goes out of the limit, and then
Right.
it's time to issue the warning letter. So until such time, we will always try to uh, use this motivational thing and one-to-one discussions to
Right.
get
Okay.
the
Yeah.
impact.
Yeah. Yeah. As a HR manager, right? I don't recommend issuing personal warning letters at all. I'll tell you the reason. The moment, no matter what it is, the moment we issue a warning letter for them, right? that particular person start working against organization. If the particular employee can save 1 million for the organization, he won't do it, because that is where the grudge creates, right? That is where the grudge against the organization and the other subordinates creates the moment we give him warning letter. Because no matter what, how good we did it, how good, uh, so like whatever we did to him, that is the thing which comes to your mind moment something happens. Okay, the organization gave me a warning letter. I try your level best to motivate them, talk to them, and correct them without issuing written warnings, because it goes into their personal files and they get highly demotivated whatever the problem is, right? If you really want to issue a warning letter, that you should be doing it with the intention of terminating the employee. Remember that, huh? If you are going to that step, in somewhere in your heart have that feeling that I'm going to terminate, right? Otherwise there is no use of issuing warning letters. It's not ethical to issue warning letters, right? Okay. And moreover, ethical leaders are good at decision making. Right. Okay, we are going to the next one. Right. This is pronounced as Laissez-faire, right? Laissez-faire model of leadership contains both pros and cons of its implementation, right? One of hand, on the hand, these leaders let their employees to do their job and make decisions by themselves, right? That means you're just like you're your own boss, and it can be considered as a positive and beneficial action when workers are highly educated, experienced, and skilled. On the other hand, passiveness in performing leadership duties can lead to such an issue as uncontrolled production. I can note that laissez-faire leaders have lack of motivational influence of employees. This is more of a like you are right. Have you heard term called micromanagement? What do you mean by micromanagement? Hmm? Any answers? Micromanagement?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, micromanagement is in like day to day, like in present world, in present management world, we don't uh, what do you call? We don't advise on micromanagement. Micromanagement is you keep on pushing your employees. You like look into these employees everything. Like, okay, have you done this? Have you come to work? Have you left the organization at the right time? That is what you call micromanagement. Never ever micromanage your employees. Please let them have their freedom. Please let them have their freedom. Just focus on the duties they have to do and the performances, right? If they are performing well, if they are up to the task, never ever micromanage them, because that is a mental hassle. Just imagine someone comes and peep into your everything, huh? Every single thing, peep into your table and peep into your laptop. What have you doing? What are you in YouTube? Are you using social media? Huh? It's not the management in day to day life. It is the it should be very much free, right? Hassle free, and the worker should be having mental freedom to do it, right? Other than that, they don't perform well, right? Because if you are getting micromanaged, you feel what? Mental hassle, because someone is already behind you, right? And coming and looking at the computer screen, those are the simple things. So as upcoming business leaders, you too, don't micromanage your employees. Just tell them what you want, right? Okay, come on, you do this for me, and this is the deadline. You do it. Don't go and ask where are I doing right now. Right? These are none of your concerns. If they are doing their job well, that is what you want. Just put a pat on their back and say, hey, you have done a great job. That's enough. Never ever go into micromanagement. That will definitely give detrimental effects in future, right? Make it a point, never ever micromanage. And for instance, I'll give you, for instance, in my organization where I'm working right now, they never micromanage. I can go whatever time I prefer, I can come whatever time I, but what they expect is the things to do. The things to do, the things that they are expecting from me. If I'm performing that task, that is what they want. They don't care about other stuff, right? Right. Okay. Okay. So we are going to the next leadership model. Bureaucratic leadership model is quite useful in the field of production. Such leaders are primarily moved, establish rules, standards, and norms. Thus, while working with mechanisms, requires following safety regulations and properly using the equipment. The bureaucratic leader can control these processes effectively. However, right, it is also necessary to take into account that the bureaucratic leadership model has lack of flexibility. So it can have an adverse impact on performance if the leader works with creative tasks. What do you think about this bureaucratic leadership style? Any ideas? Do you prefer to be a bureaucratic leader, and do you prefer to work under a bureaucratic leader? And what are the times we have to be bureaucratic? Act as bureaucratic leaders.
There would be a certain set of rules you need to follow, but I think those rules have to have a certain point of leeway where, in case of certain situations, you'll have to let go of those rules.
Kind of what?
Like, say, for example, now in my case, say in my jewelry business, I personally don't use any treated stones. But then you'll have a certain client that will come in and they can't afford a particular quality of stone. So then you have to allow that, you'll have to let go of that rule of yours just to accommodate that client because it's according to their wish.
Right, right. So you don't recommend on being bureaucratic, right?
Not all the time. It can be too rigid, I would say.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Yeah, any insights from Jude?
Yeah, it's same for me also. Like, I mean, like, organization, the work, the place that I'm working, and we always have to be bureaucratic, and because we need to follow the certain guidelines. But when you when you have when you have your own personal business, it's the other way around. Because if you have to grow the business, then you need to be flexible as well, because you can't set rules and regulations, and what will happen is it will jeopardize the work process and everything. Because, like, we can't give the same facilities as what we get from our companies, like the bigger companies.
Yes,
So,
very true. Yes, you have to be flexible, right? You have to be flexible as well. So, okay, that is bureaucratic leadership, right? To democratic. Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. That is what you call, right? Okay. In contrast to more passive models of leadership like, let's say, Ferrari, bureaucratic, a democratic model can really motivate team members to work effectively. This model goes about involving employees in the decision-making process. So employees become more motivated to work, knowing their mission at a company, despite the fact that such a model of leadership can lead to slow performance. The results pay off. This way of being a leader can be used in various fields of activity, both creative and routine. Right? Democratic. This is more kind of a free, like the employees or the subordinates have given freedom to take decisions and work on their own, right? But this can go out of hand as well, right? You should not always give opportunity for the employees to take decisions. They can always suggest new initiatives, right? They can come to you and say, come on, I have this idea, can we, right? And there are employees like that. I have so many experiences of employees, they have these their own way of working, and they have been succeeded in doing that. So, but on the other hand, being democratic can also be detrimental, because sometimes they go out of hand. They take their own decisions and work, and they upset the full apple cart, right? So make it a point. There are times where you have to be democratic, but there are times you have to be strict as well, right? Talking about this democratic leadership, I'll recall one incident. That is talking about this creativity. When I was working at an organization, there was this machine, right? There was this machine, and I was working at a chocolate factory, I would say. Uh, that we need to fix this as soon as possible, because we had to give a order to Australia. And it after the initial inspection, it said that it will take minimum 2 weeks for the Chinese people, like Chinese personnel, to come to Sri Lanka and fix this. So we didn't have that much of a time. So as I said, there are these very creative employees in our organizations. One guy came, and when I was at the working floor, one guy came and said, "Sir, I can fix this." I asked how. All he asked was few equipments and like 3 hours, right? This is $1 million machine, I would say, right? You won't believe, within 3 hours, he recorrected the machine and we were able to run smoothly. I asked him, how did you do this? He said, I have seen this machine for like 13 years now, right? I have been living with this machine for 13 years now. So I know every nook and corner of this machine. So there are these very creative employees where we don't give them opportunities, right? So allowing them to be democratic sometimes can be very fruitful as well. Remember that. Okay. Okay. Then autocratic. Autocratic leadership. Right. Okay. And the Sri Lankan leadership right now is autocratic. I don't know. Right. I don't want to talk about politics, but autocratic. One more model of leadership is autocratic, which is quite different from the above Norton models. To simplify, if a person is following autocratic model, then their team members will not have any chance to make suggestions concerning work. Remember, like in where? Like in army, like in armed forces. You just do what they ask. There are companies like that. You are not supposed to make any suggestions. You can, like, by making suggestions, you can say millions sometimes, but do they willing to take your suggestions? No. We just follow the routine, just follow the rule. Right? That is what you call autocratic leadership. While in creative work, the autocratic model of leadership is not an effective way of manage employees. Am I right? Yes. Because autocratic is always very strict, right? A routine job with no necessity for specific skills can benefit from such an approach. However, my personal experience, the writer, right? My personal experience has shown that an autocratic leader lacks strong communication. Am I right? Yes, because the reason is they don't listen to the autocratic leaders. There are so many, as in even my present organization, there are autocratic leaders. They are not ready to listen. As an entrepreneur, as a CEO, as a business proprietor, right? You should always be ready to listen. For God's sake, please listen, right? Listen to your customers, listen to their complaints, listen to their admirations, listen to what they have to say. At least listen, right? Then you can have a great insight. And never ever like think that you are an entrepreneur, I'm the business owner. Go down to the grassroots level. right? Take ideas from them. Sometimes they are the best. What I do is, normally when there is an issue in my organization, what I do is I go to the grassroots level. People who are in the battlefield, I would say. That is my term. They are the people who run the business for us. We are like in the AC rooms and getting the salaries, but they are the people uh, who are in the battlefield, who do the battle, who face the battle. And more than us, they always have the experience, right? So whenever there is an issue, not in management, but in the worker level or like in operations, I'll always go to the grassroots level. I used to call someone and ask, hey, do you think what to do with this? You won't believe me, with my first-hand experience, I'm telling, out of I would say 10 times, 9 times they are ready to give the answer, and it is correct, because we are much more hostile to those situations. We don't know what is really happening, to be honest, right? We are I would say we are most of the time academics, right? Like we know only the theories, but in practical side they are experts. They will say, sir, if you can do this, you can fix this, just 5 minutes work, always. Even though you will be, I hope you two will be the business giants in near future, but always ready to listen to the lowest grade person, even for the cleaner. You can have great insights. I have come up in the ladder like that, right? I have come up in the ladder. I always used to listen, even for the drivers, right? You can learn a lot from your drivers, trust me. Hmm? About vehicles, about driving, huh? And if you really want to learn about other I would say other people as well, talk to their drivers, right? They know a lot. Right, like that, just always listen to them, talk to them. Hmm? Right, okay, then we're going to the next thing. Yeah, autocratic, that's all about the leadership models, right? So these are, I'm always telling, these are only for what? Theories, theoretical knowledge. All you have to do is to apply this theoretical knowledge in your day-to-day life, in your businesses, right? In your businesses. So take the gist you want, take the sap you want from these models and make your own leadership style. In shaping your own leadership styles, you can inculcate these attributes to your own leadership style. Okay, right. Now we are going to talk about what? Okay, you two are like you two, three, or are business giants. You want to recruit someone, interview someone. Hmm? Not that you are going for an interview. You are going to interview to recruit the first employee for your organization or for your business. How are you going to do that? What are the things you are looking? Tell me, both of you. Hmm? What are the things you are going to have a look when recruiting? Because you might have to in near future. Businesses are expansion, getting expand. Like you have to recruit and expand, right? What are the things? How I'm gonna give you some insights for the recruitments. Tell me.
You would want to know what their skills are related to your field and how they can contribute to grow your business.
Yes, like yes, and my question is, if you want to recruit someone, what are the qualities you are looking at, and how are you going to recruit that person, and how do you define, how do you determine that this particular person is suited for the particular job? What are your insights? It will be really helpful.
In my case, the person has to be creative, should be
Right,
able to take criticism positively,
right,
because every client would have a different, requirement. Then they should be ethical, where sourcing of or working with certain elements are concerned, and should be diligent,
yeah,
again important for the jewelry trade. So
right,
yeah, and they have to be honest. on top of it all.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Jude, would you like to add something?
Yeah, basically, nothing much to add on it, but what we also do is like, in my case, when I recruit, I will basically look into the skills as well as the maturity as well, because if you talk about life insurance, to someone you need to be have life experience as well. So
Right.
we consider all that when we go for recruitment.
Right. Okay. Okay. Just let me ask this question. Are you recruiting for the attitude? Attitude for the attitude or for the skill?
Both.
Mostly for the skill, but I would say attitude does play a part.
Right. What about the experience? You have someone who has a right attitude and you have someone with good experience. What is your preference?
You need a bit of both actually, because somebody has to start somewhere, and if you don't encourage them, they'll never be able to achieve where their potential lies.
Right.
And you obviously need someone with experience as well, so that you can either learn from them, or it's a shared knowledge. Like sharing of knowledge is important as well. You grow like that. So a bit of both. So you can
All
have
right.
two different employees even, if that permits.
Right. Okay. Okay. What I'm going to tell is, nowadays most people look for attitudes, right? Because if you have the right attitude, we can always shape the character. We can always shape heart and do whatever we like with the character, and we can shape them and will help them to be the best product. So always, guys. So if as HR manager, if someone has the right attitude and skill more than the experienced person, I would always go for the person who has the attitude and the skill, right? The experience and the paper qualification, right? Paper qualification is not a very much concern in current world. Remember that, right? You all the paper qualifications, you should be good at what you are doing. Remember that. So many recruitments are done, right? People are getting recruited for their skills and I'm gonna explain some latest recruitment methods, right? That will be helpful, and these will be helpful in your entrepreneurship endeavors as well, right? Because you are going to be businessman. So right now, a lot of AI, artificial intelligence, is being used, right?
Yes.
Jude, in your organization, do they use AI methods, AI softwares?
I'm not so sure, because recruitment is of course done by us basically, because we are into sales and we don't carry any AI methods.
That's right.
I'm not so sure about the HR, does it?
Yeah. It's okay. Most of the organization, I would say, like only 30%, I would say, in Sri Lanka use AI-based recruitment methods, but those are very, very fruitful. Be aware of these things, right? We have, like in my organization, we use AI-based artificial intelligence, right? The moment we want to recruit an employee, right? Imagine what we are doing. We shortlist the CV, right? And we ask the employee to come, right? So what we do is we give him our mobile phone or the tab, right? And asking them to play a game, right? It will take around 15 minutes. There are 4-5 games to be played. After that, on the back end, we are getting a complete report of his personality, decision making, and everything based on AI, right? And we don't believe AI either. Remember, on the other hand, we do a one-to-one face-to-face interview as well. So using both only, we select the most suited employee, right? So AI is playing a major role in recruiting, in selecting an employee. In future, in your businesses also, you can use that. That is not much costly, right? There are free AI-based apps as well. I would say there is a app called NAC app, KNAK NAC app, right? You can use that because Once you play that game, on the back end, you'll get a printed version of complete his personality. And when we check that personality traits and decision making in real life scenario, being face to face, having done face to face interview, you guys won't believe me, it is almost identical, right? So AI, artificial intelligence, is facing is playing a major role in recruitment, right? Major role in recruitment in all the world, right? We'll start from the recruitments because that is where you need your first human capital to expand your business. So you have to look for your attitude, and if someone has passion, right, even though they are not experienced, go for that passion, right? Just dig deep into their brain and dig deep, ask about their vision, vision, right? Where can I see you in 5 years, right? And uh, always recruit someone who has the passion for the business, right? When it comes to jewelry, someone who's really fond of jewelries, someone who's really have a passion. And when it comes to insurance, someone who really wants to excel in insurance, right? Someone who really wants to make some money. Then you just select that and recruit. You will not regret for sure, right? When you keep on interviewing, when you keep on working with employees, you will get that intuition, right? That word intuition, it is very important, because once you completed 400 500 employee interviews, the moment the employee gonna meet you, you can say that he's a person of this nature. You get that intuition. As I said, Aura, muscle memory comes into play, because you have done the same thing so many times, right? It will give you the intuition, the right intuition to select employees, right? Any more questions about recruitments for the organizations? Any more questions? You can shoot. Huh? Since I'm a HR professional, you can definitely shoot any questions regarding recruitments and the things to look at when recruiting an employee. You can always shoot any question. I'm ready to answer, right? So the recruitment methods, and there can be interviews, and we have face-to-face interviews, right? Those are the things we should consider. And one more thing I would say, please don't keep your employees in dark. Imagine that someone is coming, like as entrepreneurs, you are embarking on the new business and you want to recruit 2-3 people, right? 10 people are coming for the interview, right? So never ever, right? Never ever keep them in dark. After the interview, just let them know that whether they have been selected or not. And if you can't say it to face, right? I know that most of the employees or most of the business owners or the CEOs, they can't say to the face that you have been not selected. Say like this: if I didn't come back to you within 3 days, please consider you have not been selected. Easy, no? Right? In future, both of you will have to do that, right? Say that if I didn't come back to you in 3-4 days, please consider you have not been selected. So both parties are happy, because even after 4 days, if you have not been selected, right? Just don't keep them in dark. That is not good. That is not good for your business as well, right? Because what happens is, whenever people start talking about your business, they say, hey, I went there for an interview. No, they didn't even say that whether I have been selected, right? So don't act like that. Just let them know, like, because I'm telling this because you guys are like on your own, like, because when it's come to the starting of the business, you have to do the business finance part, you have to do the HR part, you have to do everything with your own at the initial stage. So it's better if you can have some idea of man management, right? Man management. Any questions of human resource management? You can ask any questions related to HR laws, HR man management. You can ask anything regarding to your businesses. Please shoot. You have any businesses, how to manage people, anything. Jude and Arwa, you can ask anything. Because those things gonna come handy in future for both of you. I'm right here to answer.
I mean, for me, recruitment at the moment is just my Smiths. I've been working with the same guys for the past now almost 8 years. But
Right.
say
How many employees are working with you? Like,
now there's one full-time guy and he has another 4 people under him. So
all
that's
right.
one team that are totally employed under me. And then I
So
have
you're
a
paying.
couple of, yes. As in,
So
I
you're
pay them by the number of orders I give them. I don't give fixed salaries because it's unfair for them also then. So this way they get their proper cut. And I've never, like even during COVID, actually, since last year, I've had continuous work, especially orders. So
right.
they have not missed out as such, or they've not said that, we've not got our work or we've not got money in hand, is because I've been continuously giving them work.
Right.
So that was a good thing. And
So have you given him a letter of appointment or something? No. Or agreement or
no,
something?
yeah, that is there. That was there from the beginning. First, it was verbal, and then later, yeah. But then I do have some people, depending on the complexity of the work, I do outsource it to some more skilled labor, but that's again on contract on an order per order basis.
All right.
So that is clear. But my thing is now, in case if I want to expand, because even now mine is a home based business where I retail at certain boutiques.
Right.
So my thing is now, suppose at the moment I have these boutiques who have their staff who's handling my sales, and I'm happy with it because I've trained them a bit and they're handling it. But say
Right.
later, if I want to, expand and have somebody doing it for me,
That's
I've
what.
not
That's a yeah.
really come across people who would want to do it. And even when I've interviewed people to help me out for my exhibitions, I mean, it didn't really go well because they don't have the passion, nor do they care. All they want is, at the end of the day, this is what the amount I need to get. They're mostly over the
Yes.
phone rather than making a sale.
Uh-huh.
So that is the thing. So I'm wondering, like, how to go about something like that.
Like what?
Like employing
Yes.
someone,
Yeah.
say for an exhibition, or like based on their skill on how they've handled themselves at a public event, to market your product, how then later you can have them as a permanent employee. So
Yes.
based on that.
Yeah. It's like this. I'm just explaining the rules in Sri Lanka, right? Should be much more aware of these things. First and foremost, Sri Lankan HR law, right, for the recruitment. You can, if you are willing to, first and foremost, you have to do the proper interview, right? If you are willing to give them the work, right, you can ask him to come and work for you, and you can give him a probation period. Have you heard about that
Yes,
probation
I've
period?
heard.
All right, you can give him around 6 months, more of 6 month probationary period, right?
Okay.
6 month probationary period. Then within that probationary period, at any given time, right, before the completion of any given time, you can ask him to leave, right? Either party, your party or the working party, right? The person who are working for you can breach the contract and leave during the probation period,
Okay.
right? During the probation, but you have to let the person know at least before 1 month. That means ask right now to come on, you are done, and you can't.
But okay, there was
Right.
somebody I know who experienced this. where during a probation period, the conduct of this employee, this particular employee, was excellent. And
Yeah.
then once the probation period ended, he was, assured of this job with an assured sum and the perks, whatever.
Yeah.
3 months down the line, he started slacking, right?
Uh-huh.
So then how do you handle that?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you have to let go of that because I mean, it's negative value to your business, right?
That's a good question. That's a like very common question in Sri Lankan HR, right? It's like this. The first thing, the most important fact when you are doing a business, right? When you are recruiting, remember it's the appointment letter.
Okay.
That is the most powerful thing, right? Both of you have as the employer and the employee, right? Remember this. If there is a condition, in your appointment letter saying that your confirmation after the probation, right? Your confirmation will be in written, right? If that clause is there, if your confirmation will be in written after 6 months, right? If that clause is there, we should give him a written confirmation letter, right?
Okay.
If that clause is not in your appointment letter, the employee, the person who's working, can consider after 6 months as a permanent employee. That is the rule, right?
No, agreed, they are permanent. I agree with that part. But I
Yeah.
don't get the part where, suppose being a permanent employee, then you use it to your advantage and don't are not productive in the positive sense to the company. Then what would an employer do? Like they can add a clause in the appointment letter itself to do it?
No, it's like this. According to the Sri Lankan law, right? After 6 months, if the person is permanent, right?
Right.
If the person is permanent and you are telling that after 6 months he's not performing well,
Right.
and you want to get rid of that employee,
Right.
is that what you want to know?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Like
Okay.
during the probation, like normally people to land a job, they do really well in the first 6
Yeah.
months.
Yes.
Then,
Then.
they start showing the actual colors. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
So then
Yes.
what do
Now.
you do? How do
Yeah.
you deal
That.
with that?
Yes. Yeah. There are ways of means of doing it. First, you have to come and talk to the employee, say that you have been doing really well, right? And remember, but in Sri Lankan laws are very much strict,
Right.
and on the side of the employee, not on the side of the employer. Remember that, huh? Like more 90% of the laws are therefore to protect employee, especially.
Right.
Remember that if you are a permanent employee, it's so hard to chase them away, right? So hard, but still there are ways and means. But in Sri Lankan, according to Sri Lankan law, it's so hard, right? Because all have been established to protect the well-being of the employee, not the employer, right? Okay, so
Right.
therefore the answer for your question is you can talk to the person, right? There is an ethical way of asking like the employee to leave or like terminating. You can start issuing warning letters,
Okay.
right? So that, as you said, that particular person is not performing well, right?
So they can expect a termination because you've been giving them warning letters.
Yes, he can. That is the first thing. But on the
Okay.
other, they too can take actions.
Hmm.
Jude, have you heard something called constructive termination? Have you heard something called constructive termination? No, right? Yeah.
No,
But
I haven't.
yeah, that is what you call. If you if you feel that you are going to be terminated, right? If and still you are not, like, they can go to the court and file a case, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so that protection is there even when you are in the job. If you feel, if you have proof that you are going to be terminated, you can go to
Mm-hmm.
the court in Sri
But
Lanka. According to Sri Lanka.
see, if there's proof against the employee that they have not done well or they've
Hmm.
not been performing well, then the
Yeah,
employer can prove it in court, right?
yeah, prove it in court, but it is a long process, no? Just don't.
Because it's still in the favor of the employee.
Yeah, employee, and it will drag in, and
It's
uh,
like those house owners and the people who rent the homes, that kind of a situ, right?
more
Because
than
here
that, I
I think
would
the
say.
law favors those situations as well, where the people who are
Yes.
tenants are being favored over the landowners.
Yes, and I would say I'm right now I'm representing my organization for 3 cases, right? I'm just sharing
Mm-hmm.
information, and like those cases are older than 8 years, both 3 cases.
Wow.
Just imagine. So just don't think twice before you go into the courts, especially in Sri Lanka for the labor cases. It
Right.
can definitely really drag, and I have been appearing these cases for 3 years now, right?
Okay.
Me like now all three more than 8 years, right?
Hmm.
Three more than 8 years. So or what you have to do is to like first you can issue a warning letter, right?
Right.
Issue a warning letter. There is a long process, very long
Okay.
process. According to Sri Lankan law, you can't just issue a warning letter for your whims and fancies,
Right.
right? First, you have to do a for what you call domestic inquiry, right? That
Hmm.
is, issue a warning letter. You have to give him a charge sheet. That means those are the things you are accused of. I'm just explaining
Okay.
short and sweet because it's a long process. First, you
Hmm.
have to issue them a charge
Charge
sheet.
sheet.
These are the accusations, and then the time should be given him for him to write an answer for that. Okay, these are the charges.
Right.
These are my expressions, right?
Hmm.
Then, considering that only, you have to issue a warning letter, and warning letter should
Okay.
be according to the law, and it should be accepted in the court, right? There are certain factors where they consider to accept that warning letter. Then you have to issue
Hmm.
minimum of 3 letters, minimum of one, two, three, right? And on the second letter, you have to specifically mention if you repeat this mistake again, you will be terminated from your service. One, two, three, 3 letters
Okay.
there. 3 letters should be there. And on the other hand,
So the
according
third letter would be the letter of termination, basically.
yes, the third letter, and with that you can give the termination letter separate, right? You give the third warning, right after the third letter, you can give the termination, because termination letter should be in order, right? Right? This you have,
Okay.
yeah. So those are the things, right? Those are the things to follow if if you want to really uh,
So
terminate an employee.
you mentioned something about domestic inquiry.
Yeah, domestic inquiry. That is what you call the whole process of doing a disciplinary procedure, right?
Okay.
It's a long process to do
So you have someone neutral who's inspecting the whole thing.
yes,
Okay.
you should have someone from outside of your organization,
Okay.
no, not someone who's working with you, and you should have
Okay.
someone else from other department, or some of your friends to act as a victim, like no, act as a what do you call as
A
a
witness. A
yes,
witness to.
yes, witness, right?
Okay.
Witness to have a look. So that is a long process and should be according to the law, right?
Okay.
According to the law, that is the way to terminate or terminate an employee. But I would say it is extremely difficult in Sri Lankan organizations to terminate, and it can have detrimental effect. You can even go to debts, because uh,
Right.
I have seen some organizations have to pay millions for them employees. Even even my former organization, we paid around for 5 million for an employee, because we terminated an employee, and he went to the courts, right? At the end of the day, we had to pay 3-4 millions.
But was the employee at fault over here, or the
Oh
company?
no, that was the employer at fault.
Okay.
Yeah, right, because the employee has been terminated within 3 days, and
Okay.
it was proved in court, and then the employee asked for around 4-5 million. Then we had to pay.
Right.
And those, and on the other hand, to answer your question in more like extensive way, you make sure like you come where the employee willingly give the resignation,
Okay. Got
right?
it.
That is the best
So
way to do.
that is the hassle-free way, no?
That is the hassle, to talk to him and offer him around 3-4 months salary or 2-3 months salary, right? Say that, could you please resignation willingly, then it's very much hassle free when the businesses
Got
are
it.
expanding, right? Other than that, don't like terminate. That is the best way. If you can, like, you can even negotiate for a 4-5 months. So like some people, even 1 month is enough, right? Even I have that's not legal anyway, because at least we should pay minimum 3 months salary. Yeah? Remember that. According to Lankan law, at least minimum we should pay 3 months salary, but that also should be according to the what do you call that the person, the employee should agree with it. If not, he can ask more and more.
Yeah.
Right?
So they have to choose resignation by free will, basically, and
Definitely.
accept the terms.
Yes, if we can. Other than that, it's extremely difficult. It is extremely difficult, and or the best thing is like talk to him, offer him something or something else, right? And make him to give his resignation willingly, and that term should be there in the resignation letter. I am giving my resignation willingly. That
Right.
should be there willingly, right? Because at the end of the day, people give their resignation and go to the courts and then complain again, and saying that they were forced to resign.
Resign.
So just
Right.
point, right? Take the resignation, and that term should be there. See, you don't understand singular, no? So willingly.
No, not from.
That's right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
So that's right. So that term should be there as willingly. Yeah, Jude. Any questions on the field of HR, or like
Thank you so much, Aishana.
that's
That was
okay.
really well
Yeah,
explained.
you can shoot anything in HR, because I'm now I have like around 10 years experience in HR, so you can shoot anything. Any issues relating to HR, performances, anything, right? Anything. So leadership, we have up to now we have spoken about leadership and motivation. Of the coming weeks, I'll be talking about personal relationships, negotiations, ethics, right? Those 3 topics will be covered on next week's lecture. And in the meantime, you can shoot any HR question in Sri Lanka to me, because that's my area, right? So those are the things. Keep on doing what you are doing, right? And if you can just listen to my last week's lecture, that is regarding the motivation, it will be great, right? Just remember that nothing is impossible. The first disturbances, the moment you start on a journey, the first disturbance is coming within you. Remember, that is you don't like to change. We all are living in addiction circles, right? We are not ready to change. Remember that, right? So it's the first thing. First obstacles are coming within. Say that you can't do it. So first and foremost, make sure you dashes that, right? You destroy that feeling and start to work, right? So any more questions or any clarifications needed? Any clarification?
No, nothing at the moment.
Right, okay. There is another person, like I don't know whether hi Akalanka, are you there with us? Right. Seems like both Jude and Nakalanka are silent, right? So those are the things, right? Uh, just always have that imagination going on, living
Right.
in that business image, like a business giant world where you like expanding your business. So many employees are working under you. You feel it, you live with it every day, right? Even on the face of action, even on the face of so many challenges, guys, you should be able to feel it. You should be able to really feel that happiness we are getting, like after doing so much of sales, right? After expanding, after like going to a new business building, right? After getting the business certificate and things like that, you feel it every day. You feel it, you live in that world, right? Nothing goes wrong, because as I always say, the brain is a very miraculous tool, I would say, right? It will give you whatever you want, the strength, trust and faith and everything, and it can make you a millionaire, right? As well as it can definitely destroy you if you have the bad thoughts, if you feed it with bad feelings, bad ideas. If you feed it with real good things, good faith, right, good vibrations, sky is the limit, as I'm always telling, right? So go for it. Have plans how to span my, how to be an entrepreneur, how to find time. The time management is very much important, because as well as myself, we both are doing 3 4 jobs, right? We are working 9 to 5, then we go home. And your case is,
Right.
yeah, you have decided to become entrepreneurs by sacrificing so many things: time, money, sweat, blood, everything. Your whole focus is that. So you have to give your full strength, right?
Hmm.
um, it's not 100, you can give 120%. You now can think that you are giving 100%. No, you're not giving 100%. You can give another 20% more, I know, right? I can personally say that. I uh, i can prove that no one is doing their working to their full potential, right? No one is working. You can,
That's true.
yeah,
But,
you can all, yes, you can always
hmm.
broaden your horizons, always go and find new things. And sorry, and then one more thing, uh, always,
Hmm.
always before you do something, even in a business, always find whether that the particular thing has been done in somewhere else in the world, right? That is the way I work, right? That is the way I work.
Okay.
Want to
So
do
that you
some
have
new
some experience to follow as such, or take
experience,
some learning
yeah,
things
yeah,
from
yeah,
it.
you have a case study to follow, right? I learned it from the wealthiest, richest person in Sri Lanka, right? In one of his discussions I went to participate, he said, I'm sorry, before you start on something, find out whether that the particular thing has been done anywhere in the world. Google it, YouTube it, have a look, then you have a case study, right? Then you know what are the obstacles that are gonna come, right? That I'm gonna face. You have a case study. You have a case in right in front of you. The first thing is just
Hmm.
find whether that particular thing has been done somewhere in the world, in this planet, in somewhere. Then go contact them, ask them, get the details. How, where did it go wrong, right? Then you don't fall into the same trap, and you might be able to go beyond that, right? That as well, right? That is the first thing. And always I would say, find think out of the box. Just don't go through the traditions, simple ways of doing things. No, that is not the way. Not the way, right? Go
Right.
and always be innovative. Always be, always think out of the box. Then you can create so many new ideas, new thinking patterns, so many new ways of doing things, right? Okay. So
Right.
with all these, I'm going to wind up the session, and we'll be meeting
So
on the next week.
would you
Yeah.
be doing anything on time management by any chance?
If you want, I'll do something on the time management
I think
next
at least
week.
I need, because my routine keeps changing because I work from home. So, like, I mean, my husband's very supportive, but then still sometimes they'll be like, okay, you're at home. Can you get this sorted? Can you get that sorted? And the list is never ending. You know what I mean?
I know, because
So
we
is
have
there
been
a
working
way,
in, yes, Arun, because we have
because
been
then
working,
I even
yes.
go to the store where, randomly I do get appointments. So then I go to the store where I stock and then I meet my clients there. So these are all things where I can't plan my day around.
Right.
So I just want to
So
know
I'll
a
make it
little
a,
insight.
yes, I'll make it a point on next week discussions, right?
Right.
I'll be talking about personal relationships,
Okay.
negotiation, and time management, right?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because that will be my last session, right? I'll be definitely cover. Hold on, I'll make a point. Time management. I'll be talking about. I'll be giving few insights on time management on next week
Right.
sessions for sure. And I'll be more focusing on personal and professional relationships and negotiation skills, because negotiation is something you should really be able to have when
True.
it's come to business, right? And you should be able to market yourself. No matter, it's all about marketing. Even right now, what I'm doing is marketing myself, and it's all about yourself marketing, business marketing.
Right.
Everything is marketing, right? You're marketing your jewelries, right? He's marketing his insurance, right? It's
True.
everything is marketing. If you can market yourself, that's all you need, right? It
Got
can it can produce miracles sometimes. The proper marketing, right? So learn some marketing techniques, right?
Will
Uh,
do.
because marketing is very much important. It's all about marketing, character, profession, anything, right? Uh,
True.
right. Okay. So I'm gonna wind up my session. Thanks a lot for
Yes.
participation.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you in next week. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay.